Hello everybody. Thank you for selecting this video. I hope you will enjoy the subject that I have presented to you today. Today I wanted to talk to you about my new utility. It's called OEX Map, and the target is to make the use of OEX a little bit easier than it is already. OEX stands for Open Exchange, and you know it quite well, assuming you have used it already, so therefore you see it also this video. When you start in OEX, you enter first the directory page, as I called it. Here you have an overview. That's the directory of all the packages that are stored in OEX. And you have also quite a large set of filters that you may use to find more precisely what you're looking for. The limit is that you have with these filters just positive filters. You have a filter, let's say, for the works with. I want to see what is working with iris, so I filter for iris and the rest goes away. Or I filter for cache and see what packages are prepared to run with cache. But for instance, you have no filter to say I want those, to find those that are not running on cache, or that not running on ensemble. So the negation in these filters is missing. Another point that is missing, you see it on top, you have the stars. You cannot say I want to see only packages that have 5 stars, for instance, or packages of a certain author. It goes over several steps. You can select an author or something, but this is all a little bit of artificial navigation. And once you're in there, all this information is already provided. So let's click the one and you jump to the detail page. You have the description. You suddenly see the stars. You see the rating. You see the author. You see the creation date and all interesting things for exactly this package. So, and if you want to see if there is a review, you have to click on it and find where's the review. So finding packages, for instance, that have no review yet, because you want to write the review, sometimes a little bit hard to find. So what I do with my packages, let's go back. I first create an overview of the available packages in OEX, or let's be more precise about the visible packages in OEX, and then add all these details that you see here on the right side. All this detailed information will be added into those records. It's a rather small table, since you have seen we have just 730 elements in there, but it's very comfortable to do some statistics to find out who is producing what is the author, how many stars does a package have. So my utility that I have created is now running over those web pages and doing an analysis and build a local table for you to see the content. It is clear that the content that you see here has a database, but this database is neither accessible for you nor for me. So it's kind of reverse engineering, and also an example how you can grab content from a web page and produce some data set. So, and now let's do it. Well, now our container is started. Iris is running, and I have entered the system management portal in the namespace user, and have entered the filter for our OEX table. It's OEX.map, and what you also see here are the prepared procedures. There is a procedure clear that erases everything very fast. Then we have a procedure detail that loads the details from the individual packages. Load is the general loader that loads multiple pages in one run, and page is the individual loader that does the analysis of a directory page and creates our base structure, our backbone of the database. Well, you see, of course, here also the map extent, and there is a stored procedure named total. And I have to tell you the story behind it. During loading of these 30 directory pages, or 25 for directory pages, and 730 packages. This means the 25 directory pages runs through with no problem. The 730 detail pages that have to be loaded means it's not just this page, but also the follow-on page to check the existence of a review. This means in total you have to load 1,460 pages in a sequence, and well, you're working on a network, and sometimes you have timeouts, or you can get kicked out. It's not a big problem, but you have to watch it and to handle it and to restart it over and over. So I have created this method, this procedure total, that takes care of all timeouts, breaks, broken links, whatever strange things may happen, restarts it and works through it until all information is loaded from the OEX server and analyzed and written into this table. So this exercise is also a very interesting example how you can analyze a web page. But be careful. I had a problem in the very beginning. I was looking at the browser and okay, I see what the contents is. But your browser does not only contain static content that you get from the server, but also dynamic generated content. Like for instance, the nice stars. There is a small routine in JavaScript running and building it. In your Iris, you can load the static page, but you are not a browser and you cannot run any JavaScript code. So you have to be very careful and sometimes do strange things to get to your information anyhow, if it is available in a static way. Okay, this is the story up front. So actually the table is empty. You might take a look. Let's take a look. Execute it. And you see zeros, of course. The container is fresh started. And now I leave this view and I leave the management portal. It wouldn't be a problem to load the directory pages, I told you. But with the detail pages, you definitely fall into various types of timeouts. And then your SMP is not responsive anymore. So, for the total load, I highly recommend to use the console access that has no timeout. Since here you run a browser, and between the browser and the container there's a network. It may have a timeout. Then the container to OEX runs again over network. You should expect timeouts and handle them. So reducing these steps in between, and this concerns also web terminal, which is not that sensitive like the management portal, but a risk anyhow. The best thing is to run it directly from a console session to eliminate at least this level of timeout. For the rest, the procedure total takes care. And by the way, all these procedures, clear, detail, load, page, are all written in Python. So it's embedded Python with almost no extras, except the total with handling all the tricky resets and so on that are required for the network management. This one is then finally also an object script. But it's the thing that runs once. Loading pages, loading details is something that are as such as a base very fast. It's not fast if you run it for 730 packages. Okay, so let's switch over to our console. So we have changed to our install directory, and now we're entering the Iris console. Oops. And we are entering namespace user as the default. We start our SQL shell. SQL.shell. Okay. And yes, we run our total. Call OEX.total. So we start to load the directory. As I told you, the directory pages, we're just 25, running rather fast through. Since the most time you spend with loading the web page on the network. The analysis is like nothing related to this. So what you see mostly, these timestamps are just, it's mostly network time. No real load to the container. So, and what is loaded here is the label and the URL of the individual detail package. Now we start to load the details. And as you see, well, we have something like 2 to 3 seconds per detail. Well, you might do the calculation. 3 times 730, it's almost something between 40 and 50 minutes. I won't stay here all the time long. During this is running, I'll show you how you can observe it from outside. So I'm back to the system management portal, and I have created this query and run before start to count the authors. The typical information that I get out from details is the author. And if the content is loaded, I have an author, and for the rest, it's still to go. So, and well, let's execute this. You see, 29 have been loaded already. 702 to go. Oh, we got a new one. We have 731 at the moment. Wow, it's a fast-moving world. But those 731, whoop, a lot of activity, I see. Gover Summit is over. The next contest is arriving. It's the Grand Prix, so everyone is producing packages. Or everyone. Many people are producing packages. And you see it here. As when we started, we have seen 730, now it's 731. We run it again. You see the progress. It's going on. Okay. And once this is going to be completed, we see what happened at the end. So now we do a time jump and see the finish. It's a final countdown. Okay, sorry, I won't continue to sing. Yeah, that's not my profession. So we reach the end of this load, and you see the finish. And yeah, you see the times. It's varying. Sometimes it's going very fast, and sometimes it takes quite long, which means there is a circle of up to 15 retries to get the data, and well, according to the figures, this is working. a short view to our progress. Still 8 to go. Wow, which is pretty correct. And hey, come on. Yeah, that's if you wait for it, it's always boring. Yeah. And here we go. 731. And you see execution time 2,943 seconds. It's well, close to an hour. Yeah, not yet. Close to 50 minutes, I would say. Yeah, it's a very long exercise. But if you go back now to our loading and we check again, and now you see 731 loaded, 0 to go. The database is complete. And now to close this presentation, I've done a small calculation statistic over the existing packages. I select the stars, count how many packages are in the various levels of stars, and okay, execute it. Okay, and here's the result. Here is the result. You see, 700, most of them, 267 are on 5. One is slightly below. And here we go. Here we go. And the other major block are those that not have been reviewed or didn't get a star, which means there was no review done. If you have no stars, you cannot do a review without any star. Smallest value is just 0.5, half star. It's just a few, and these are the less attractive ones. So if you want to do a review, a fresh review that nobody has done before, select the one with 0 stars. Well, this was the presentation, and it would be great if you would vote for my package in the Grand Prix contest. Thanks. Okay, this was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was interesting to you, and I hope you will see me again with my next video on this channel. Goodbye.